Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is Torn Down the Middle, Chapter 29, and this one is titled Test of Courage Part 1. The first night of camp was uneventful, with the boys, once you had all gone to bed, but you and the girls of 1A sat up, chatting about all kinds of things and talking about each other's crushes. The next day was full on with Quirk training and endurance exercises, and you couldn't help but admire just how into it your boys were getting. Bakugou had his shirt off, throwing explosions left, right and centre as he ran around, and your eyes drank in his chiselled form hungrily. He caught you oogling him at one point and smirked, flexing just that little bit more so he could show off to you. You looked away, embarrassed at getting caught. Your eyes then found Shoto, who was half submerged in a drum of water, alternating the use of his fire and ice quirks to regulate the water temperature, pushing his body to the extremes of hot and cold. He locked eyes with you the minute that you looked at him, his mouth hanging open slightly as he panted from the exertion, sweat dripping down his fine features, making his hair cling to his face. There was something about a sweat-drenched Shoto that made you bite your lip. You shook your head and tried to refocus on your quirk exercise, using the mental images of Bakugou and Shoto to channel your emotions so you could manipulate your quirk better. The endurance exercises were equally as grueling, and you couldn't wait for the tough part of this day to be over so that you could have some fun and then relax in the hot springs after. Just then Aizawa called an end to the day, and a groan of relief escaped your lips as you wiped your forehead with your sleeve. Yes! Time to eat, rinse off, and then have a fun evening, you thought with a smile. After a quick shower, you threw some casual clothes on and joined the rest of the class outside for the test of courage. Okay, everyone knows how this works, Aizawa said with a sigh. Pairs of two at a time follow this track, he said, pointing to a dirt track that led into the forest. There will be ghosts and monsters along the way, so beware. Some of the girls squealed quietly with fright, while you snorted. Can't be that scary, can it? Okay, time to draw numbers from this hat, Aizawa said in a deadpan voice, holding out a black cap. You stood in line and took a number out of the hat when it was your turn. I got number 8, you said as you walked up to Mina. I got 3, she replied. Who got number 3? Kirishima's voice rang out. I did, Mina called. Oh, Mina, we must be partners then, Kirishima replied cheerfully. Did anyone get 8? You called out. That would be me, Yin, Shoto replied, walking over to you. You tried to hide the massive smile on your face as he approached you, his eyes shining in the darkness as he stopped in front of you. I'm most happy with how things have worked out, he said softly as he looked down at you. Same, Shoto, you replied softly as you blushed, looking away. Yin, may I hold your hand during this test of courage so I can keep you close? He asked slowly. Sure, you replied, taking his hand in yours. He squeezed it gently and pulled you closer to him. You lined up, ready to go, and all of a sudden you felt nervous. What if it actually was scary and you screamed like an idiot? One by one the couples were released and the first set started down the track. It wasn't long before you heard the distant screams clearly and you shuddered. Don't worry, Yin, I'm here, Shoto said in his monotone, soft voice, his eyes trained on the darkness ahead. You nodded, grateful that you had been paired with him. Just then you remembered Bakugou. I wonder who Katsuki got paired with. You looked over your shoulder to try and see if you could spot him in any of the pairs behind you, but you couldn't see him. Is everything alright, Yin? Shoto asked, upon seeing you looking back. Oh, fine, yep, all good, you replied, looking back to the front. Yin and Todoroki, Aizawa said as he stepped forward. Time to go. He waved his arm in an open gesture and you took a step forwards and into the darkness. Were we allowed torches? You whispered to Shoto. Not sure, his voice replied in the darkness, but I can cast a flame with my finger to cast a light if you'd like. No, maybe not, that might draw attention, he whispered back. Just then something hideous jumped out from behind a tree and you screamed while you turned and clung to Shoto. He wrapped his left arm around you protectively and instinctively threw his right arm out to cast an ice blast. He only just managed to calm the ice stream to a bare minimum before it hit its target, but a little bit still hit the monster. Ah! Todoroki, dude! Chill out with the quirk, yeah? You heard Kaminari's voice plead underneath the mask and outfit. You sighed with relief. Oh, it's you, Kaminari. Yeah, I'm monster number 1, he replied with a laugh. Beware of Ghost 3, though, he's out for Todoroki's blood. Who would be out for Oh, Katsuki, gotcha. Thanks for the heads up, he said with a nervous chuckle. You and Shoto walked on, still hand in hand. Do you think Katsuki would really try and hurt you? You asked Shoto. Yes, he replied solemnly. He knows my intention regarding you. You bit the inside of your cheek nervously. Each time a monster or ghost popped out, you'd end up in Shoto's warm embrace, feeling very safe and comfortable. It was now down to ghost number 3, and you knew Bakugou wouldn't do a sneak attack. When he jumps out at us, take cover, Shoto said lowly. He's after me, so I'm going to fight back. You nodded. Yin, Shoto said as he stopped. You looked at him curiously. I'll never back down from Bakugou. You deserve better than him. Tonight, I'll prove myself as a worthy boyfriend. Your heart skipped a beat as he pulled on your hand a bit to spin you towards him, your free palm coming up to his chest as he gazed down at you in the darkness. Not a lot could be seen, but the pounding of your hearts could be felt. And there's the end of part 1 of the Test of Courage. Come back tomorrow to hear part 2. I'll see you then.